All right, today's a new day, and can you guess what the weather is today? It is your weather report morning. Can you guess what it is? Nah, you're wrong. There is snow, but it's a clear morning. It isn't snowing. We got some sunshine coming. It looks gorgeous. Now, we do have something new, because Wesley is driving for the first time on the road. It's been absolutely terrifying, I will tell you the truth, to be the driver instructor this morning, but it can only improve, I think. Can't get much worse. But he'll get better. Roads are kind of icy in spots, so it's not the best time of year to learn. But we're almost at work and we haven't died. In Canada, no, I shouldn't say that. In Ontario, you can get your driver's license at 16 years old. So he has his beginner's permit. He can only drive with someone like me who has many years of experience. He cannot drive with his sister. Let's say Cora just got her beginners as well. He can't drive with her. So he just turned 16 not too long ago. He's got his beginner's permit now. And so now this is how they would learn to drive every day. They go out with those of us who've driven a long time and learn little things. So hopefully learn a lot of things, I guess, because he's pretty new at driving. And in Saskatchewan, you can get that at 14. And I'm not sure about the other provinces, but we're in Ontario here and it's 16 years old. So 1 year of driving like this, and then he can go for his next test, which will give him his G2, and then he can drive by himself. Or 8 months if he does driver's training, which we're not going to do, of course, because we won't be here. We're going to go back home. But in a year from now, he could come back here and he could write his driver's exam for a G2. Fairly straightforward process, and now we just need to teach him. You know, he's done tons and tons and tons of driving in the yard and on the farm and all that stuff, but it's a lot different when you're going 85, 90, 95 kilometers an hour down the road. Icy conditions, other traffic, there's a lot of stuff to pay attention to, so this is the time where we will try to educate him on that.
Oh, do I have to turn here?
Top of the hill, you got to turn, yep. Don't forget your signal. Guy behind you is going to want to know where you're going. Fun, fun, fun! Good morning, everybody. It's Aaron here from Countryside Acres, but I'm not at Countryside Acres. I am on a goat farm, and we are building a goat rotary parlor. This is actually my brother's place in Ontario, Canada, and we're busy putting this all together. You can see some of the past stuff on the videos, depending on where it's been edited or how, but we are busy installing these legs. This one's actually pointing in the wrong direction. So what we're doing now, I've got the laser set up. We poured the concrete according to the laser. We put all these bolts in yesterday and epoxied them in, and now with the laser's help, I'm trying to get them all set the right height, which would be almost impossible without a laser, which explains again the need for a laser. So this laser is from Dovoh. It's a company we've worked with for quite a while, and I've had this laser for quite a while. I'm very, very happy with it, and I'm going to show you guys again this laser. You can get it on Amazon. It's also available on AliExpress. Follow the links down in the description of this video. It is a 3-way laser. Top is what we're using today, but we have used the side for fence posts. It would work great for tiling, lots of other stuff. Also comes with a stand. I'm not using the stand today because I need to go lower than my stand allows. But the stand will go extremely high. It could be used for camera equipment or lighting equipment or many other things as well, not just the laser. If you're interested in either one of those products, don't forget to click on the link in the description of this video. So we're gonna get these all set, and then when my brother and his kids come out later, they'll start bringing in the decking pieces, and then we're going to be bolting that together on top of this. But first, the primary importance right now is to get these all set the right height and bolted on, and then we can start putting the rest on. What does it look like? I really don't know. I mean, I've seen pictures, but I've never built one of these personally. I've seen them in operation. Every company has a slightly different design, but ultimately goats will be standing on this deck and getting milked, and the whole thing turns like a lazy Susan in your cupboard. Just keep spinning around in circles. Goats come on one spot, they'll be coming on over here, and then it'll spin around in circles. By the time they get over here, they'll be done, and they'll be getting let off and go back to the barn. So it's going to be really cool, very exciting. Stay tuned for the progress and for more updates as we go. We're definitely hoping to see this in action and see goats being milked here before we go back to Russia. So that's part of our hope. We're pushing hard for that. It's kind of dark, so you can't really see me that good, but visibility is terrible. I wasn't going to film nothing today, but I thought I should show you this. So that's the road right now. Visibility is horrendous.
On the video, it looks better.
It does every time, but it's snowing like crazy. I am only driving 35 kilometers an hour right now because I cannot see. Why it looks better on camera, I do not know. It just started snowing like crazy. Thicker than pea soup, folks. I've been gone all day, finally back at the job. Figured I better pick up Wes at some point. And apparently they just finished putting the deck. So that is what it looks like now. They got all the deck panels on, so the goats will be up that high. And that's something. So compared to Anissa, of course she's on the lowest end here. Yes, you're on the lowest end as well, but if you go up here, she gets taller. So pretty cool. I don't know if we can spin it or not. Probably not. No, it's too heavy to spin. But that's why it has a drive motor, of course. They've got it all mounted as well. Looks like. This side and that side. So now all the stalls need to be hooked up. And then there's a bridge that goes from one side to the other. I don't know if it's four-way or just one-way. And it carries the piping. Of course, all the milk has to go to the center. And then from there it gets piped up and away to the tank. So that all needs to be attached, of course. And there's piles of wiring and everything else that needs to go in. But it's super exciting. That's a big chunk compared to what it was like when I first showed up here. To now, there's a load of progress. So very exciting to see. You almost ready to start milking goats again?
Not quite.
Not
That's
quite?
really cool. I've never actually seen one of these put together.
A rotary. Yeah, we went to the open house one time.
Yeah, but it was already put together.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never actually seen the stays to realize that, oh yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh, I see. Yep. Yeah, because the open house, it was even bigger than this.
It
It was huge. Yeah.
I'd love to go and check out that barn again.
It's around here somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll
it
have
is just over, not that far from here.
Okay, Benza might know and we can maybe find out. Very cool. Okay, now we're going to go drink some coffee. Morning one and all, we are once again on our morning commute. Today's weather is brought to you in part by, I don't know what, the snowy hare and the polar bear perhaps. It's snowing again. Almost every single day it snows. I'm curious to see what sort of snowbanks we will be able to show you before this winter is over. Thankfully, there is a slight little bit of melting once in a while, and also we have big ditches that can absorb a lot of snow. Personally, I'm ready for spring. It's not that great. In better news, there's a truck. All right, so it's all up, bolted together. We're gonna double check our laser though, because you can see this wheel is touching, and this wheel just is not. So we're gonna double check. We may have to make some adjustments on a couple of these legs. Could also be in the frame too, right? Maybe just not quite bolted right or something. So we're gonna go around and check all that this morning. But pretty cool. You can see now the drive unit as well sits in here. And then there's a rubber wheel. It's pretty hard to tell. But anyway, there's a rubber wheel there that this thing drives on and spins it around circles. So one drive unit here and one on the other side. It'll just spin this thing all the way around. So today we're gonna get more of that hooked up. This stuff here, each goat sits in between one of these units. Goat's head goes inside this hole. And of course this needs to be able to open and close, so that's opened. And the other way is closed. So that'll all be getting bolted on here as well as dividers that go between them. So super exciting. This is the bridge. I kind of showed from a distance. The two pieces will get bolted together, and then it needs to span across. I don't know which direction it goes or where exactly it bolts, but we will sort that all out. I'll start by setting up the laser. This thing has been a real awesome asset to have. More progress, individual stalls. There's loads and loads of parts that gotta go on here yet. Everywhere. These are individual, one go in between each one of these holes. Of course there's a head gate there, there's a whole pile of them on the ground. Pretty cool. Very cool. Need to take a trip to town to get some rivets. Apparently, there's quite a few rivets, almost 1,000 rivets we need. But anyway, this is the joy of weather. It's your midday traffic and weather report combined. The weather is still terrible, snowing again, and visibility is down. We're driving a little bit slower than normal.
Doesn't look as bad on the camera.
Doesn't look as bad on the camera. No, I agree. It looks much worse in real life. But I think we're going to be okay. We're going to make it. Alright, now we'll go back to Wesley with the music.
Now what am I singing?
I don't know, you're the music guy. How about Jingle Bells?
Jingle bell, jingle all the way. That's all I know.
That's all you got? Alright, enjoy your day, folks. Lots of progress today. We got, well, I'll just show you. We've got the tops all put on here. So I'm standing where one goat goes right now, and so it will be open. Well, they'll get on that side, but when they come in, they go. This is a food bucket will be installed here. Then when they're going to eat, it drops down. Now they're locked in, and they will stay locked in all the way around into the exit point over there. I don't know if you can see Wes. He is there. It's kind of dark right now, but the exit's over there. Entrance is over there. So they'll get the milkers put on here, and then this thing will go around in circles. So we're installing all the little pieces. Unfortunately, I cannot turn the light on because my other camera is still broke. There, you can see on that side, guys. I'm installing this blue plastic right now, which requires 7 rivets. So I'm putting those all on one at a time. Got a whole pocket full of these little rivets. Putting them all on. We got the bridge in. So this is the vacuum reserve tank, and in the center it'll go up and then off to the milk house. So that spins around with it. I adjusted all the wheels this morning, so it's running, or should be running pretty good now. Might need an adjustment again after it starts going. Other than that, yeah, just loads and loads and loads of pieces. Tons of work done today. It's a lot of work getting all the little head gate pieces in, these things. This one has a chain on it, although I have no idea why, neither does anybody else, because all the other ones do not. This is only the second one I found with a chain. And I'm almost halfway around here, I guess. Started over there somewhere, so yeah. Just about quitting time. The sun's gone down. It's pretty dark in here now. Got this light here that we can bounce off the ceiling, get a little bit of work done. But it's hard to see where the rivets go. You can't even see the holes probably, but there is a hole there. No, you can't see it. So, pretty dark. Pretty fun job though, and I was just commenting on how when he first started milking goats, I don't even know how many years ago that was. I want to say I was probably like 15 years old, maybe. Something like that. I helped him install the first milking barn. So, kind of neat. And now I'm installing this one too. So, memory lane, I guess, a long time. I remember that one because the milk gate actually was a big heavy gate, fell over on my leg, and my ankle was so swollen I can hardly walk on the thing. So I always remember that. Kind of dark, so you can't really see me that good, but visibility is terrible. I wasn't going to film nothing today, but I thought I should show you this. So that's the road right now. Visibility is horrendous.
On the video, it looks better.
It does every time, but it's snowing like crazy. I am only driving 35 kilometers an hour right now because I cannot see. Why it looks better on camera, I do not know. It just started snowing like crazy. Thicker than pea soup, folks. I should have started counting how many days out of the days we've been here, how many days it snowed. I do not know, but a lot. Thankfully, we do have a lot of snow plows out, keeping things clean for all of us to enjoy. There comes a car. It makes it hard to see where the edge of the road is when it's snowing like this. This might be my road. I don't think it is. Sorry if you're not pointing in the right direction, because I am not looking at the camera too much. I'm looking at the road, like I should be. is. And I thought I would just slip into town to get a few things here right now, and this is what it looks like. It's daylight now, it's a little easier to see. So in one of these holes, a goat will stand. Their head will be in this hole, and they will be standing here, and they can be milked right here. And this thing will spin around, around circles. There's just a lot of pieces to put on. So right now I was putting these plastic pieces on and riveting them. You can see there's one rivet in here, and then that hole has no rivet. Each one requires a bunch of riveting. So this is as far as I had got. It was almost halfway. That's where the video ended. I got to make it the rest of the way around. While we were gone on Saturday, they put this top bar on. So Wes is going to work on that. And each one of these stalls is bolted to that top rail. There's one U-clamp with 2 nuts. So they need to be leveled, and he's going to attach those. And then my brother, when he comes back out, they just finished chores, they're in for breakfast now. When they come back out, they are going to start working on this milk line and getting it all attached. So that's a vacuum line, and this is a milk line. You need the vacuum in order to suck the milk out of the teats, and you can't have constant vacuum on. I've explained this before in the past, but you might be new. You cannot have constant vacuum on a teat. Of course, you would destroy it. And so we also have pulsation control. And pulsation basically shuts, well, it sort of does a squeezing action on the teat by shutting off the vacuum and turning it back on. It's not quite how it works, but hopefully that makes it understandable. And then that milk then gets put into this milk line. And there should be a receiver jar. I don't know exactly where it is. I haven't made it all the way around yet this morning. Somewhere there should be a receiver jar around. I don't see it. This is starting to look like some more stuff. Still no receiver jar. More pipes. I don't know, but you gotta believe me, there is one somewhere. Round and round, and there's Wes. Good morning, Wes. How are you, buddy? Round and round we go. Where we'll stop, no one knows. You know what? I don't see a receiver jar. There should be one around. Okay, well anyway, all the milk's gonna flow around to one area into a jar, and then that jar will have a pump, and then it will pump it through his old barn to his milk tank. Oh, and then while we're here, so we're milking goats, so they only have 2 teats, of course, and those go on when you're done milking. At the end of the shift, you're gonna take those, you put them in here for cleaning. And so here's a water nozzle will be attached to it. This will get bolted on somewhere, I'm not sure where. And the units will be in here, and this sprays up and cleans them to wash all the milk out and get it ready for the next milking. So anyway, I'm gonna get back to putting rivets in. Wes is going to be tightening those bolts. This is the inside. These are all feed panels. So each one of these panels, one goes in each one in front of each goat. And then there's an automated feed system. At some point this week we'll be putting it in. So hopefully by the end of this week, it should be, I think, mostly operational, which will be really cool to see. That's the exciting, but it starts with me getting to work, or, well, might not get done.